Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm in the graphics menu of Shadow of Tomb Raider. So we're gonna do a benchmark at 4K, so 3840 by 2160 and my 4K 144 hertz display. I purposely have the in-game sounds a little bit low so I don't get a copyright strike on the benchmark music that plays. And so all the graphic settings are fully maxed out, ultra setting to all the highest possible setting. And I do have DLSS off currently, but I'll have it on in a future test. So let's run the benchmark and let's see how it goes. And again, I have the in-game music slash sounds at 50%, so just to avoid a copyright strike while this benchmark plays, because I notice whenever you record this, the music in it will have a copyright strike on YouTube. So let's watch and enjoy, and I'm gonna talk a little bit just to kind of cancel out the music. But so far, I've been really enjoying this Asus Strix RTX 4090. It's been a very solid card. It overclocks really well. Currently have the fan at 100%, and it's at a 3090 megahertz overclock. But after it kind of warms up, it gets to 3075. And my i9 13900 KF is at 5.7 gigahertz all-core overclock. However, the current MSI Afterburner beta does not currently support the 13 gen Intel CPU, so we still gotta wait until they update that to show the clock speeds on MSI Afterburner and as well as the power usage wattage. So for this portion of the video, I'll be quiet 'cause there's no music, and we'll just watch it. And then when the music plays later, I'll do some more commentary. So enjoy. I haven't played this game for a very long time. I haven't had it installed, but I decided I would benchmark it with this Asus Strix RTX 4090 and the new i9 13 gen processor. So we'll test 1440p, 1080p, and maybe even briefly test 8K without DLSS, and then we'll turn on DLSS for the future tests. Okay, so those are results at 4K without DLSS with all settings maxed. Average frames per second with 22. Okay, so now let's test out a lower resolution. So let's go to 1440p, apply changes, and run the benchmark. And again, I'm going to talk during the early portions of the video to cancel out the music. I'll just talk about, my experience so far with this 4090 and you know. So yeah, like I said previously, it's been a lot of fun testing out these games. I apologize for not recording any videos previously during the week days of last week. I had a lot going on at home and also at work, a lot of projects and a busy work schedule. So of course it's the weekend now, it's Sunday, so I'm trying to record some footage now, and I'll try to put out more content when I can. But today I'll try to at least upload a couple or 2 or 3 videos at least, just to kind of put some content out there and make some videos for you guys to see, and I appreciate it. So, But I'll tell you what, this Asus Strix RTX 49 is phenomenal. I mean, of course, this is at 100% fan speeds right now, but those temperatures are insane considering I'm running at that kind of overclock. I mean, in a full 100% voltage with forcing the constant voltage. It's just a phenomenal cooling. I had a few people comment saying that the MSI Supreme X 4090 is better, and I kind of beg to differ. I just watched Jay's 2 cents video where he tested out the liquid cooled uh, MSI Supreme X 4090, and he was saying that it was basically power limited compared to the Strix, and it doesn't put out the same amount of watts that the Strix model does. I think the Strix can go up to 600, but of course right now it's limited by the driver or Nvidia'S limiter to I believe 550, which I've seen my card without any modifications, just the voltage modification, an MSI Afterburner. I've seen it reach 550, which I've done. You can actually see it in my video of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when I'm playing at 8K. It goes to 550 briefly, so it's definitely possible, but 600 is currently not achievable until we do some hardware mods, which I'm not going to bother doing. I mean, considering I could reach, I think the highest I've seen was 3,105 megahertz GPU clock. There's really no reason to have to want to go above that, so and I want to keep this card for a long time. I don't want to risk damaging it, so. And then a few other people commented about the power connector saying, did my card burn up? And it most certainly has not. And main reason why is I have not bent that connector at all. I have a Corsair Obsidian 1000D. It's a super tower case. It's got a ton of space. I mean, it makes this 4090 look small because it's such a huge case. And so I did not bend the connector at all. I just basically plugged in my 8-pin, 4 8-pin power connections to my Seasonic 1300 watt platinum power supply, and I did not mess with any of that. And then Seasonic is sending me the new 12-pin adapter, which only uses 2 PCI Express power connections, and that apparently those aftermarket adapters are safer to use, and it's a better cable to use overall. So I'll be getting that at the end of this month, which will hopefully be next week. Okay, so that's 1440p. Now let's go to 1080p, and so let's see, average frame per second 207. So now let's go to 1080p and run benchmark. Oh, I forgot to apply the changes. Yeah. So we'll see how 1080p does. And I know these cards are insane, at least these 40 series GPUs. I see these lower resolutions. Just putting out insane frames per second. And of course I am using shadow play, so that is probably going to remove a few frames per second, as well as I'm using Nvidia Broadcast RTX Voice to cancel out any background noises, which I think uses a little bit of GPU power, but not much, so just keep that in mind if you're comparing results to your 40 series GPU. But check out that frame timing at 1080p, it's phenomenal. And the texture filtering still looks good. I mean, giving this a 1080p, it still looks pretty good if you ask me. I mean, it's pretty nice. And then when I do 8K, which will be next, I will turn off the anti-aliasing, because obviously at 8K you wouldn't need it, just to see what kind of frames per second we'll get. And then I'll try it with a DLSS on to see how the frames per second are. Of course, this has put more stress on the CPU, so the GPU is not really being fully utilized, obviously. But the CPU is probably, running a little bit more warmer. But unfortunately, I can't show the wattage or anything, but those are the temperatures of my Corsair H170i E-Lite LCD with the Thermal Grizzly Intel contact frame, which did help lower my low temperatures, especially after my Thermal Grizzly card, not thermal paste, fully broken, which I think there's a slight breaking time even for the extreme thermal paste, but I noticed my temperatures have gotten a little bit lower after I've done some gaming tests and videos and different stress tests and benchmarking, so maybe there is a cure time, which I thought there wasn't previously. Okay, so that's 1080p, and then we'll see the frames per second, then we'll go straight to 8K resolution. So average frames per second, 245. And those are the other stats. Alright, so now let's go to 8K here. Oh, interesting. Well, let me do 8K. That's weird. Huh, I'm not sure why that is the case here, so that's okay. Let's just do 4K, apply changes, and then let's turn on the DLSS, put it at quality mode, apply, and then run the benchmark. So this is 4K with DLSS on, which in my opinion I think is cheating, because obviously the GPU is using its tech to improve frame per second. But don't get me wrong, it's a great technology. So we'll see how the frames per second are here at 4K with Nvidia'S Dlss Assist. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit during this portion of the video to avoid a copyright strike. Because for those of you who do benchmark this game and run video, if you have this scene with the music fully played, it will copyright strike your video. So, which I purposely turned down the music or the video in volume, and I wanted to talk during this scene. But then the next scene, I will just be quiet and we'll watch the footage as it goes. So we'll do 4K with DLSS on, and we'll do 1440p. There's no reason to use 1080p with DLSS on because it's already insane frames per second even without DLSS. So we'll just do 1440p and 4K with DLSS on. But this is currently at 4K. And now I just remembered why 8K is not enabled. I remember I installed the new Nvidia drivers, which just came out like I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. And probably when I did that, it canceled out my FSR settings. So in the future video, I'll do an 8K Shadow of Tomb Raider video. Maybe after this video, I'll just do strictly an 8K video with DLSS on and DLSS off. I'll do that after this video, so stay tuned. It'll be 8K, and then that's it, since I didn't get to do it in this compilation video. I did everything I wanted to do besides 8K in this video, so we'll do it in a separate video. No worries. And again, this was my i9 13900KF at 5.7 GHz all-core overclock, and my Asus Strix RTX 4090 with 3090 MHz overclock, which is basically 205 MHz core overclock with I think it was a 1200 MHz memory overclock, if I remember correctly. Power limit all the way maxed out at 120. Voltage at 100%, and I'm forcing constant voltage. And I'm running 32 gigabytes of G.Skill Z5 DDR5 PC 6400 RAM. Okay, so with DLSS on at 4K, 177 frames per second average. Now let's go to 1440p. Run benchmark. And then after this video, I will do the 8K with DLSS on and DLSS off. It'll just be strictly a separate video. And again, I gotta talk during these portions of the video to avoid a copyright strike, so. But you know, as much as I say DLSS is cheating, it is amazing tech. I mean, don't get me wrong, especially the DLSS 3, like what it could do in Flight Simulator 2020, which I recently tested out. And basically, it would take my 4K frames per second from like, I don't know what it was, 34 to 45 to up to 100 frames per second. It's just amazing, and it still looks really good. You know, I know there's some visual glitches that some YouTube channels have shown, and I haven't really experienced the glitches too much, but there is just some, you know, small visual distortions that you could see in certain games. Especially if you slow down the frames per second, or you actually record the footage and then watch it slow down, you could see some visual glitches. Like they showed Digital Foundry and YouTube channel, they showed a really detailed video, like with Cyberpunk 2077 and Flight Simulator 2020, where it showed the visual distortions of DLSS 3, and also in the new Marvel Spider-Man, which recently came out on PC, had it too with the DLSS 3 option. So I'm still waiting for the Cyberpunk 2077 to officially release the DLSS 3 patch, and then I'll definitely test it out too in my own videos. But only certain people got to test out that patch. I don't know if they're like YouTubers or, you know, popular gaming channels or what, but I certainly don't have access to that because I'm a very small channel. For me, YouTube is more of a hobby. It's not really like, you know, I don't really rely on it for income. It's just more of a hobby, just to have fun and play games and share the moment with you guys and keep that set. And I do car stuff too every now and once in a while. Except I haven't really been doing any car stuff recently, so I guess this gaming stuff kind of took over for now until we get some more better weather and stuff. And of course, we have winter approaching here in the Midwest, so it's not as easy to make videos when it's so cold out and less interesting. Okay, so after this video, we'll do the 8K with DLSS on and DLSS off. So stay tuned for that video. I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for all the feedback and comments and subscriptions, as always. And stay positive in life. Keep doing what you're doing. And see you guys for the next video. And then we'll see these results and then close up the video. So 1440p with DLSS on. Asus Strix RTX 4090. Average frames per second 238. So very good. So see you guys for the 8K video test, and see you guys around. Peace out.